and welcome to Charter Ed Talks. My name is Janet Johnson. I'm with Charter School Capital, and we're honored today to have Michael LaRoche, who is the founder, CEO, and principal of SALTech Charter High School.
Thank you for having me. And
welcome.
All those labels are correct.
Thank you. It's a mouthful.
Yes.
And Tricia Blum from Charter School Capital. We're at the national conference, so we have an opportunity to speak with charter leaders here and share with the rest of the charter school folks out there who weren't able to attend. So welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Michael, we're starting this conversation, which I know is going to be great, with a question. Can you please tell us why you love charter schools?
Charter schools, I believe, offer an opportunity for most educators to be very innovative. No one likes to feel that they are coming to work each and every day able and willing to be constantly told what to do. And in a traditional school system, this is just a regular part of your day. In the charter land, as I like to call it, you really have a chance to be an innovator. You are in charge. It's your school. You can decide what works and what don't work. And to me, that's the ultimate challenge for an educator, for a person really, in coming to work each and every day. It's just the best place to work and live.
Love that.
Yeah.
So the next question I have for you is, what is the biggest challenge you face as you serve your student population? I thought maybe what you could do is tell us a little bit about SALTech Charter High School, and then we can jump into that question.
Absolutely. You'd like me to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, I serve underserved population, economically disadvantaged population, and at-risk population. I serve those students that is not making it in the traditional school for one reason or the other. Maybe a new immigrant to the country may have aged out of the traditional schools, and therefore that's a very challenging population to serve. That's the population that most traditional schools do not want on their books because it affects their graduation rate. And therefore, there's a huge challenge with helping such a population. They are termed at risk, but we like to look at them as at promise, given the right situation, resources, and caring staff to basically help them get over the next hurdle. So one of the challenges, and one of the biggest challenges with that population is attendance. Attendance is huge because as a charter school, you are looked at as a special assignment school by choice. You're not a neighborhood school. Students are not sent to you. Students made a choice along with their parents in basically deciding to attend your school. And as a result, there is no transportation provided for these students to come to school, and this poses a real challenge. Some of them have to sometimes take 2 buses. We give out bus passes, but even that does not help all the time. So attendance remains a major challenge, and one of the things we have been doing to sort of combat that challenge is really making the curriculum available 24/7. So if they cannot make it to the school building, they could at least continue to work using their cell phone, iPads, what have you, but attendance remains a major challenge for the at-risk community.
So you just mentioned that attendance is one of the biggest challenges. What is one of the biggest rewards?
Well, one of the biggest reward, of course, is seeing that you were able to make a positive difference in a student's life, if not in a family life. Sometimes these students are the first in their whole family to basically finish high school. That's huge for the home. So you're not only making a difference with the student that you're seeing, you're making a difference within that home. You're helping that student become a taxpayer instead of being incarcerated or just totally drop out of the system, you are maximizing one's potential. All of those things are very, very important as we look at a capitalist nation that we have, where education plays such an important part in really helping us to be competitive as a nation. We don't want to have to be constantly paying to support folks who do not have the right education or is prepared for the future. We want to make sure that our workforce is well prepared. So I feel very, very positive and rewarded for being given a small part with making sure that I am contributing to our nation's growth and future.
I love that. I know. So the next question goes to academic performance. Can you tell us a little bit about, it says, what do you think about the required academic performance measure currently used to evaluate alternative schools serving underserved students? Now, I know in your situation with your authorizer, it's kind of been back and forth, right?
Right.
So can you tell us a little bit about that, and then maybe move into more general?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that you really have to fight for and make sure it's within your contract is that as an alternative school, which SALTech is, in other words, we deal with students who were unable, like I said earlier on, to make it in the traditional schools. So we are looked at as an alternative dropout-recovery school. We're trying to get students to recover credit that they may have gotten a D on F in, recover enough credit so that they can graduate their cohorts, and therefore we are doing so at an accelerated pace. And even though we are doing a super job and have done a super job since 2003, the contract itself in measuring academic performance from alternative school is written by the district. And the district obviously in writing that contract may not write that contract to favor the market, the situation as exists, and you have to basically be very cognizant of that fact and be willing to amend that contract so that you can keep your business, charter school in this sense, operational. So as an alternative school, it will be very crazy to say we want to compete with a traditional school by a letter grade A, B, C, or D. And therefore, alternative schools govern via the alternative performance measure, which is written by the Florida Department of Education, which basically what is asked for is that we are able to move the student through one grade level given 1 year of schooling. I think that's reasonable. That's what the traditional schools do. Students move from 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Well then, if you are taking students that have spent 3 or even 4 years in those traditional schools and was unable to be successful in obtaining a high school diploma, why then should you be tasked with any percentage of basically saying, well, that student, once they enroll with you, supposed to then complete their high school diploma along with your cohorts or complete their high school diploma by a certain time. No, you should be tasked with the very same thing that they are tasked with. 1 grade level with 1 year of schooling, and therefore the high school diploma is icing on the cake. You have taken an at-risk student to now basically helping them obtain their high school diploma. Well, of course, that's always going to be a toss-up when your authorizer is the one that have authored the contract and you understanding the situation that you're in. So it's something for those folks of us in charter land have to be constantly aware of, that we are basically working and our performance is being measured fairly. And that's what we're asking for.
Sounds like a man who's had that experience.
Yes, ma'am.
I really like this question, and I think it's a tagging question, but what do you wish people knew about the students you serve? I think that's a great question.
Yes.
It's a wonderful question because many of the time when you hear the word at risk, a lot of folks basically say, well, I don't want to have to deal with at-risk students. You conjure up this image of what an at-risk students look like, and therefore you want to deal with students who are very talented, you have very little to do to motivate and inspire. All that is good. That's probably what most educators wish for. But there's another side of it, and that is those students with great need. You would think that as a district or as any company, in recognizing that that's an area that needs the most help and resources, in that you will funnel the correct help and resources, and especially to those who are only dealing with that population group, such as SALTech. But that's not the case, unfortunately. And as a result, having dealt with that population since 2003, now almost 13 years, one thing we do know for sure is that they are very, very resilient. Stuff that you would think would ordinarily take down, a regular student. In other words, my dad just got incarcerated, my brother just got shot, my mom is pregnant again with the fourth child, and I don't know who's the father. I just basically found out that I am pregnant, or pregnant with my second child. On and on. Everything you can basically conjure up with an at-risk population, and you're dealing with students who live in that environment, and to have the resiliency to understand the importance of getting an education so that they can think themselves out of the environment that they're in, they are to be highly commended. So they're not only resilient, but they are also very intelligent. A lot of us feel that you are born smart, or wow, this person is really smart, they have a high IQ, etc., etc. But theory tells us otherwise. You're not born smart, you can become smart. So it is our job as educators to build the confidence within that group that is so at risk, at promise, to let them know that they have the potential, they have the brains, they have the moxie, they have the smart, they are very resilient, and they can do just as well. It's not the start that you get, but it's how you're going to finish. The term that's often used is the same thing with this group. They are the best, in my opinion, to work with, because they are the ones that are sometimes the most hungry, the most humble, and sometimes the most appreciative of the fact that you have gone out of your way to help them when they think everything else was lost. So I enjoy my job tremendously.
I love that. If you would, please tell us about your experience working with Charter School Capital.
Charter School Capital is a lifesaver. That's just the bottom line. I started with Charter School Capital when we were still part of the education provider. We were still managed by the education provider, New Corp, and we were looking for financing. And I was tasked with trying to obtain this financing, and I came across Charter School Capital from Florida Charter Support Unit, which is an organization meant to help schools with financing facilities and so forth. And when we first started talking to Charter School Capital, we were about to split away from our education providers, and Charter School Capital felt, well, geez, I'm concerned about your enrollment, and therefore we always felt we missed out on a great opportunity to basically get Charter School Capital on our side. And of course, our education management company basically pushed the fact that since they were separated from us, that we didn't have the managerial skill, which is true, and that we are highly questionable right now. They don't know if we will even survive being still a Job Corps, since they were the ones that were very instrumental in putting the deal together. Well, we survived Job Corps. We were able to convince them that nothing has changed. The board of directors remain the same. The curriculum has changed, but it's even better. Okay, the staff remains the same. The leadership is there, and Job Corps give us the opportunity to continue. We continue seeking financing, and we had many presentations from companies nationwide that came, saw, loved it, had a question. And then we said, you know what, we always wish we had Charter School Capital, so we went back to Charter School Capital, and that the second time was a lucky time around, And Charter School Capital accepted the proposal, provided the financing, and not only did all of that, became more or less like a big brother, big dad to us, because no one could have imagined the sort of clawback that we were going to receive from the district. No one could imagine Job Corps being envious of the fact that we are so close and we might be a threat to them, asking us to leave. So Charter School Capital, like any big brother would, held our hands, basically showed us the way, okay, so that we can build the unleash of the district, of Job Corps and everyone else in basically managing affairs, that I can sit here today and share that story with you. So I am very, not only thankful, grateful to Charter School Capital. Thank you, Trish.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay.
Michael, thank you so much. Trish, thank you so much. And there is a really wonderful panel that they just came from that will be on Facebook, and we'll post the link there as well, so you should go check out their recent presentation. It was standing room only. It was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.